What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another run at Awesemo's NFL rankings, this time covering the wide receivers of the NFL's Week 2. As always, these rankings are derived from a mix of points and value according to Awesemo's own NFL projections. So right now, please like this video because the data is only going to be as accurate as the amount of likes we get. And let's get to it right now with Awesemo's NFL rankings for the wide receivers of Week 2. Let's open it up with the number 5 wide receiver in Week 2 according to Awesemo's NFL rankings, and that man is T.Y. Hilton in a matchup with Tennessee in which there are 20.8 implied points for Indianapolis. Hilton gets an A in points and a B in value on Yahoo, an A in points and C in value on FanDuel, and a B in points and a B in value on Fantasy Draft. Hilton's 9 targets were solid, and despite his low 7.4 air yards per target, he still saw 1 target of 20 plus yards and 3.2 yards per route overall. It could be a clock control battle with Tennessee's 32nd pace and a commitment to the run with Derrick Henry, and a similar approach from Marlon Mack, but Hilton has shown the ability to be valuable in any spot. And now on to our number 4 wide receiver in Awesemo's NFL rankings, and that man is Adam Thielen in a matchup with Green Bay in which there are 20.5 implied points for Minnesota. Thielen gets an A in points and a B in value on Yahoo, an A in points and a D in value on FanDuel, and a B in points and a B in value on Fantasy Draft. Thielen's 3 targets in Week 1 and Minnesota's league-low 36.6 second pace per play are a concern, but if Green Bay does score, Minnesota may revert to their pass-happy ways. Green Bay had a solid 74 coverage grade from PFF and also played at a slow 32.2 second pace, so this may not be a high-octane battle. Now onto our number 3 wide receiver in Awesemo's NFL rankings, and that man is Stefon Diggs in a matchup with Green Bay in which he's getting the same 20.5 implied points for Minnesota. Diggs gets a B in points and a B in value on DraftKings and Fantasy Draft, and a B in points and a C in value on FanDuel and Yahoo. Diggs' 2 targets in Week 1 were even worse than Thielen's with no touchdowns, but his 14.5 air yards per target show the ability to do more with less, even in a low-volume pass offense. Minnesota's desire to run the ball is an issue, but the longer-term sample size still points to Diggs and Thielen being valuable at their price points, with box score hunters likely not to go to either guy. And now onto our number 2 overall wide receiver in Awesemo's NFL rankings, and that man is Emmanuel Sanders in a matchup with Chicago in which there are 19 implied points for Denver. Sanders gets a C in points and a B in value on DraftKings and Fantasy Draft, and a C in points and a C in value on FanDuel and Yahoo. Sanders returned to 7 targets, a 71.4% catch rate, and 2 targets of 20 plus yards. It's a focal point for Joe Flacco down the stretch in particular. Chicago's defense looks solid again as they allowed just 213 yards, so Flacco may turn to his safety blanket in Sanders to pick up chunks of yards with his veteran ability to find gaps in coverage. And now drum roll please, the number 1 overall wide receiver in Awesemo's NFL rankings is Tyrell Williams in a matchup with Kansas City, in which there are 22.5 implied points for Oakland. Williams gets a C in points and a B in value on DraftKings and Fantasy Draft, while he gets a C in points and a C in value on FanDuel and Yahoo. In a game where Oakland will need points, Williams' 7 targets at 18 air yards per target with 3 targets of 20 plus yards look good and possibly necessary to keep pace. Kansas City allowed an 82% completion rate to Jacksonville in Week 1 and generated poor pressure with a 61 graded pass rush, so Carr's 120 QB rating in a clean pocket could guide Williams to glory. Oakland is going to need to put up points versus Kansas City, and Tyrell Williams is one of very few weapons out there in the pass attack. It seems like a good spot for Williams as a value play as Awesemo's top NFL wide receiver in Awesemo's NFL rankings for Week 2. So there's your countdown of Awesemo's top receivers for Week 2. So right now, like this video and comment who you think is going to jump out at wide receiver for you in NFL's Week 2. And as always, there's a ton more data for you if you get yourself an Awesemo Plus membership. So use this promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE for half off your first month of Awesemo Plus. We also have brand new weekly packages that are just $3.95 a week. So go check out which package is going to work best for you at awesemo.com/join. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I have a ton of NFL content for you heading into Week 2. Lots of things to discuss across all the corners of the NFL. So go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. As always, I'll jump into the comments with you guys in a little bit, so leave any questions or thoughts you have down below. I'll be back with you guys again soon for another Awesemo's NFL rankings. So enjoy Jameis Winston tonight, guys, and good luck.